Gerwyn Price, 2025 is already here. We've already done 3 tournaments. The Premier League opener here in Belfast. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think I'm ready. I started off pretty well, I think, reaching, I think I played in the final, lost out in Bahrain and lost to Rob Cross as well. But yeah, I sort of slipped up in the Masters, but I'm ready to hit the ground running in the Premier League.
You're putting up some silly averages at the moment, mate. And you said previously you did fall out of love with the game. Can you pinpoint the moment and where you were when it just wasn't flowing for you?
Yeah, I think it's probably during the Premier League last year. It is a tough tournament to play in, and when you don't start well, and then there's a knock-on effect week after week, and you go into Pro Tours, Europeans, it can catch up with you. But I probably was a little bit too negative as well during the Premier League, and I think I'm a lot more positive this year. And don't get me wrong, I've had a little bit of help. I seen a sports psychologist just before the World Championship, which helped. So yeah, I just feel like my mindset's a bit better this year.
Is it a good thing to do, especially when it's not working on the hockey, even if you're on a practice board, if you're at home, or if you get on a local pub to practice, just putting those darts down, just having some time away, because you can drive yourself crazy just throwing from the hockey. Is that what you did, a case of just putting the darts down, going to put that to the side for a bit, and just focus on my mental health?
Yeah, not so much mental health, but just, it was missing out on the Grand Slam. I didn't want to miss out on it, but obviously I didn't qualify. And it gave me, a good 10 days to 2 weeks at home, not knowing what to do with myself. So being on the road all the time, thinking, I want to be home. And then when you are home, it's like, what am I to do with myself? I'd rather be away. So yeah, missing out on that tournament, going out early in the Players' Championship finals. And then when I'm home, like I said, I just don't know what to do with myself, and I'd rather be away. So yeah, that just sort of give me a kick of a backside, thinking, without knowing, I actually love being away. And then, when I'm away, I want to be home. When I'm home, I want to be away. But yeah, I just give me a kick of a backside, and I'm a lot more positive now.
I know a lot of the talk is around the 2 Lukes and Bunting at the moment. Are you ready just to rain on their parade, burst straight through?
I'm happy doing what I'm doing. It's not easy, having to do all the interviews and being the centre of attention. I like to just sit in the background. That's what I've always been like. But when you're playing well and winning tournaments, everybody wants a piece of you. So yeah, if that comes, then I'm happy. But yeah, I'm happy to be in the background at the minute.
I know someone said over, I think it was during Winmore, someone said when players play littler, they almost used to treat it like a cup final. Do you almost have to go into a different gear to play them? Because it's the whole psychological factor of playing an 18-year-old now, was 17, but you're still phenomenal. Do you have to take it up a notch? Because the game that you played, in Bahrain when it was 115U, and you were still averaging 105, mentally, physically, have you just got to be so focused on this game, or do you approach it like any other?
No, I approach every game exactly the same. I'm fully confident in my own ability, and if I play well, like I did against Luke, like I have in other games, then I win games, I win matches. So I don't really emphasize too much on the player. Just concentrate on my own game, and if my A game turns up, then I win. But yeah, I don't really look too much into Luke or Michael or the other Luke or anybody, just on my own game.
2023 runner-up, what have you been missing to get your hands on that Premier League trophy? If you look back, have you thought, this is what I need to tweak going forwards, and then 29th of May, I can lift the Premier League?
It's just confidence. This game is so easy when you're playing well, but it's how good you are when your back's against the wall, and everybody goes through it. I've been through it the last 12 months, but I know I'm coming out of the back end of that, and I'm hopefully coming into a good period where I'm starting to play well again. But yes, hopefully it's going to be a good campaign. I've got to the final once. I want to get to another final, and I want to win it this time.
What's the feeling like in that journey, though, when you go into the latter rounds compared to first night, done, dusted, even though that's not the case in the Premier League? How hard is it for you to pick yourself back up if you go out and open a night compared to if you're just doing it repetitively?
Yeah, obviously with the Premier League, it's good to get an early start and a good win on night 1, night 2, night 3. But if you don't win the Premier League in the early rounds, you've got to be in it at the end, and you've got to be fighting, week 10, 11, 12, putting yourself in a good position to qualify. So, regardless what happens tomorrow, I'm not out of the tournament. But, I really want to get a win, get some points under my belt and ease the pressure, at the back end of the tournament.
Well, Chris Dobie, the opener, knocked you out of the Worlds on New Year's Day. Was it the first time he'd beaten you since 2019? Something stupid like that. What's the game plan going into this? Because he's got that over you, knocks you out of the Worlds, even though you were flying at the time. First win since 2019. What's your thought process going into this against Chris?
Like I said, I'll just concentrate on my own game. If I did, same with Damonetta in the Masters, same with every game I lost probably in 2024. Well, the majority of them is because I miss doubles and because I give people opportunities, and at this level you can't do that. So if I take my chances and score as well as I can and play as well as I have, the past couple of weeks, then yeah, I'll win that game.
If the crowd does get a bit too much, have we not seen him for a couple of years? Will the noise defenders, ear defenders be coming in to block out the crowd so you can get that focus?
To be honest with you, the crowd, all the back end of last year, the start of this year, especially the World Championships, and out in Holland, even in the Masters, up in Milton Keynes last week, have been absolutely brilliant for me. So yeah, long that may continue, and hopefully my form will stay there and get better and better with the crowd behind me, because they've been brilliant.
You mentioned the crowd there as well. It seems like over the last couple of weeks there's been more issues with whistling from the crowd, where a Kirk Bevins will have to get involved and silence them. Is that something that you've been noticing more that's coming in from the crowd, trying to put players off?
Yeah, apart from the games that I play in, which I haven't had any of that, I haven't really seen anybody in the crowd or anybody doing anything out of order, so I can't really comment on that.
Who's your one person that you want to get one over out of the 8 in the Premier League? Or is it, like you said, just focusing on your own game?
Yeah, to be honest, nobody really, it's like I said, if it's games that I've lost over the last couple of months, it's because I've lost them and I've missed opportunities, and it's not that I haven't had chances, it's the chances I've had that I've blown, and my game has got a lot better, especially checking out over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. But yeah, just concentrate on my own game. I don't worry too much about anybody else. Like I said, if I turn up and I play my A game, then I win every time.
Before we hit record, I fired up Instagram, just like to see what the lads are up to. You flying into Belfast this morning. And then I refresh it, Gerwyn Price, YouTube channel. What is going? Are you an influencer now, Gerwyn?
I'm definitely not an influencer, but I get bored easy. As you can see, when I had time off at the back end of last year, I got bored easy. So when I'm away, I'm just going to try and fill in my time and probably record a bit of the backstage stuff and behind the scenes, and yeah, give a little bit back to the fans of what goes on behind the scenes, because not everybody sees that.
You know what happens when you reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, though?
What's that?
You have to fight Jake Paul.
Well, that's easy. I'll look forward to that.
You reckon you rip his head off? Mate, you've always been in fantastic.
Well, he is a YouTuber. He's not a fighter, is he?
Well, you're a YouTuber now, mate, and a darts player.
Not yet. I got like 99,000 followers to go.
We can make it happen. Listen, we'll have a good run in 2025, and I reckon Principality. What?
You'll never beat me in Wales. Nobody beats me in Wales.
Do you reckon that would be like one of the most intimidating places that he could fight? You could think about, what was it, links to him fighting Canelo, if he fought Canelo in Guadalajara or Mexico City.
He'd probably beat Canelo, but I don't think he'd beat me.
No.
No.
What would you do to him?
I think it'd just be one punch all over.
Clean.
Out cold. It'd be a waste of money for people to tune in.
Then you'd be calling out Mike Tyson. Listen, I know you're rugby mad as well. Six Nations is back. What is going on with Wales, mate? The last 2 years, one win in 2024? You got to get in that changing room, mate, and give them a bit of chat, surely.
Yeah, it's sad to see, but I don't know, is something going on behind the scenes or the development? I don't know. Obviously, I haven't been involved with rugby for a long time now, but it's sad to see, because I used to love tuning in, and obviously every game we'd have a good chance. But now to be honest, I thought Wales played all right for the first 25 minutes against France. We held them out, but then they just overpower you, and when they start flowing and scoring tries left, right, and centre. But all our boys are really young, and they look small. They don't look like they've got enough power. But you never know. Over the next couple of years, they might develop a little bit better, and by the time the next World Cup comes round, we might be in with a fighting chance, but at the minute, it don't look like it.
Was that 43-0 loss on your mind when you faced Damon Hatter?
43? What do you mean?
Wales,
was it after that game, was it?
No, it was on the Friday night. Wales
right.
lost 43-0. Then the next day you lost to Damon Hatter.
Oh, well, I didn't lose 43-0.
Yeah, sorry. Winmore have changed up the system. And they've competed it again. It's out of 43 legs now.
No. I mean, I watched the game. It's a little bit gutting, but yeah, I don't really think about the rugby when I'm playing darts.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.